Hello guys, and welcome to Java Programming for Beginners. I am Prince-Will Chekamfochu, and I'm going to be your instructor throughout this course. Now, before we get started, I'd like to take a moment and mention a few things. The first one is, before taking this course, I expect you to have prior programming experience, which means you should have programmed in at least one programming language before, be it C, C++, Visual Basic, PHP, JavaScript, whatever programming language. Now, I require you to have at least programmed before because there are certain assumptions I'm going to make along the way, and you will be more comfortable if you already have some experience. So before starting this course, I expect you to have some good foundation in areas like maybe compiling a program. You should be comfortable with the use of variables. You should be comfortable with flow control statements like the for loop, the while loop, the do while loop. You should be able to tell me how a function in a programming language works, and maybe like the structure of a function from the parameters that you pass into the function, and maybe return types and so on. And now, if you don't have any prior programming experience, like I said, I would recommend you to go back and look for a basic programming language course. You could look for something like Introduction to C, or maybe Introduction to PHP, or maybe C Programming for Dummies, and that will give you a good standing. Not that you can continue from here, not that you can take this course right now, but it would just make your life a lot easier if you already have some basic programming knowledge. There's no doubt I'm going to do my best throughout the course to explain the concepts to the most basic level I can. So if you still think you want to continue from here, no big deal. I'll do my best to make sure you get it. Now, when I talk of prior programming experience, I don't mean scripting in, say, not writing HTML or CSS. That's not what I mean. So if that's just what you're familiar with, you might want to consider what I said earlier about taking an introductory programming course before coming back. Now, if you've programmed before, but you have never programmed in an object-oriented language, that should not be a problem, because throughout this tutorial, I'm going to take you through all the object-oriented principles you will need to be comfortable with Java. And before I wrap up with this video, I want to take a moment and mention these two. I know you must have heard, or maybe not, but sometimes people say Java is a very complex programming language. On the other hand, I'm going to disagree. I think Java is one of those programming languages that actually make your life very, very simple. You have a lot of inbuilt functions, inbuilt libraries that you're going to be using as compared to other languages like C. For example, you have to work directly with your memory when using pointers in C or C++, but Java provides an inbuilt way and manages that for you automatically. So Java actually makes your life simple. There's no doubt you will need to do some work. Now, to get this done, what I recommend is every time I write code, make sure you take your time, you write the code, and you execute it and see exactly what it does. If you don't get the concept, rewind the video, go over it again, and try to do it till it sticks. Programming is something quite different from other areas of study or other fields of work. If you want to be good in computer programming, you need to take your time and you practice, because that's the only way it's gonna stick. Now, there are a few resources that you might find online that will be helpful. The software industry is a very large community, and you have many people out there who have gained experience over the years and are very willing to share with you and assist you. So in your programming career, take some time. When you have a problem, do not hesitate. You have many resources out there, free, and people willing to give you knowledge, assist you all the time. One very prominent one is Java Ranch, and there you have a very large community of Java developers who will be ready to help you at any time. All you need to do is get on there, ask a question, and wait for somebody to answer. Now you also have Stack Overflow. I use that a lot when I have a problem. I simply Google, and one of the most frequent sites that I find myself on is Stack Overflow. By the time you ask a question on Stack Overflow, you don't even need to ask somebody. Like 5 people have definitely asked the question that you plan to ask in the next 5 years. Well, maybe 5 years is too much. I mean, the programming world evolves very rapidly. But as a newcomer, you're going to find yourself asking a lot of questions, having a lot of doubts. And I can guarantee you, on a site like Stack Overflow, you will always see answers to your questions, because somebody has definitely fallen into the same problem before and somebody else was willing to help. But if you don't find what you want, you can always get on there and you post your question, and you can be sure to get a response. Now, with that said, I'm just gonna tell you to sit back, enjoy, and have fun. And I wish you the best in your Java career.